This customer wants their fiddly fig repotted, but they want to keep it in the same size pot with all these roots. So we have a little bit of root management. So
yeah,
let's do it. All right, I'm gonna need my pruners. I've got mine over here. So the first thing I like to do whenever I'm cutting into roots is to make sure my pruners are sanitized, especially when I'm working on a customer's roots. Otherwise, it's not that big of a deal. Hydrogen peroxide isn't the best thing for this. I usually use actually, do I have an alcohol in here? I might have. Oh, I do have. Hey, even better. I was going to say, otherwise you have to let the hydrogen peroxide soak in there for a little while for it to be effective for sanitization. But for rubbing alcohol, it works much, much faster. So you can just spray it on there.
That's one leaf.
Oh God. Yeah, that's really going for it. Erica's using these, oh, you guys are gonna ask about these too, so I might as well show you. Erica's using these plant cleaning wipes. We have these linked on our Amazon store.
We use them in our store and in our home.
Yeah, the link is in the description. So, of course, this thing is super, super root bound. So what are we gonna do? Basically, you just start trimming away, right? You can get rid of a whole bunch of this longer stuff. We got that one done already. And now I'm basically going to be cutting off all these roots. Now, the reason I like to sanitize these is whenever you're cutting into the roots, you want to make sure that that bacteria isn't spreading from one to the next. We cut on a lot of plants like this, so you might not need to do it. It's an extra step.
Especially since it's a customer's.
Yeah, just because it's a customer. So I'm just finding the roots that are coming out of the drain holes. Most of them are coming out of this one big drain hole right here. Isn't that funny? I'm going to twist it just a little bit so they can see. But here's a big one. Watch this. Oh, there's a big one.
Oh, dang. Those were juicy.
These are some juicy roots. Yes, we can put those aside. So now what we're going to do is actually get the pot off of the roots.
Can I grow anything from those roots is going to be the question.
No, you cannot grow anything from these roots. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes.
These are throwaway. There's nothing left to do from them. There are some roots that you can grow things from, but this is not one of them. You can always Google it too if you're unsure about, or if you want to know about yours particularly. So do you want to take a little bit of break on that and help me get this pot off? I have a feeling it's a two-person job.
So is this going to be a two-person job? Because this is 3 leaves.
It'll probably take a while. That's for sure. All right, I'm gonna pull on the pot if you'll hold the tree down. I'm gonna first squish this a little bit.
I know the rules.
You've got this down, don't you?
Yes.
All right, ready? Let's see here. It's caught on this.
This is really
chunk right
working
here.
Those obliques we just worked out in Pilates.
That's right.
This twist action. Oh yeah, it's just caught on there.
It's caught on these really big roots. They're like the diameter of a pencil.
You just cut off.
Yeah, but they're hooked. Okay, ready? There we go.
They wanted to show you who the boss was.
He said, we're still hanging on. All right, so now I'm going to kind of continue
Looking good.
This. Now, some people, you can still use just regular pruners. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to cut off about 25% of the roots. I'm just going to sort of eyeball it. This is going to send the plant into shock. This ficus especially going to shock for several weeks. I would say this plant will be looking sad, probably wilted for 4 or 5 weeks afterwards. I have had them recover faster than that.
Yeah.
You know, even a week or two later.
Well, and you're going to use a special
I'm going to use a little special ingredient to help out. I know this customer has a really, really strong light for their ficus, so that'll help as well. But you can use pruners just to cut away as much as you want, or you can grab some fancy kitchen knives. That helps as well. This is basically like slicing off a whole bunch of,
Somewhat. Hey, as long as you take it back inside.
I'll take it back inside. I'll resharpen. I'll clean them.
I'm not trying to get these rusty. And...
No, don't worry. So I'm going to say, okay, this is about 50% of the roots, right? And then this is about 25%. So this is what we're going for here today. You can just basically do a big old sliced cake.
Yes.
Now, like I said, this is going to cause the plant to go into shock, especially when I cut through some of these larger roots. But this is also how you can keep plants in the same size pot, because to what end? Like if I were to just go up into one size larger pot for this every single time, well, like how high do you go? Like how much bigger of a pot do you want to go, you know?
Not
Eventually
much.
You're going to have to do this if the tree keeps living and living, because you're going to run out of space.
This tree particularly...
We're getting through a lot of it. Look, we've got a lot to go though.
Do you remember this? We have history. We got history with this tree. Do you remember this?
I don't know, maybe.
I think this is the one that we couldn't deliver because it was
too cold.
Too cold.
Yeah.
And then it kind of took a minute to settle in, and we were like, gosh, maybe it was too cold, but it wasn't.
Yeah, no, she settled back in, didn't she?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give it a little turn here.
A normal fiddly fig.
Normal fiddly fig stuff.
Trait.
Yeah. Ficus, if you guys are not familiar with ficus, they are very notorious for kicking up a fuss whenever you go from one location to the next, whenever you do a repot like this.
And this is a Ficus lyrata.
Yes.
If you're following along with plant
Woo.
names.
We chopped off a big one. Look at that piece of cake, huh?
Uh-huh.
Good old 25, 30% of the roots. Dang. This is fantastic. So like I said,
it's doing well.
It's gonna go for a lot of shock, but that's all right. We're gonna get it back into...
Oh my gosh, maybe that'll grow.
its old pot. So let's get into that next. How about it, huh?
Yes.
I guess the first thing we have to do, let's slide this down and sort of reset, huh? Ooh,
all right.
It's gonna slide right off the edge here. Let me get our soil. Okay, for my soil here, I'm actually using something because I know this customer's light is so strong. I've measured it at almost 2,000 foot candles, very bright. I'm gonna do a little bit more moisture retention than I normally would. So for this one, I'm doing 2 parts peat moss with 1 part perlite and 1 part orchid bark. Normally I would just do equal ratios of them all. But like I said, this customer
it's gonna dry out fast.
Very bright light.
So we'll be sure to tell them that.
Yeah, I talked about them with it ahead of time. Oh, that was a bad idea.
Whatever schedule, how loose it hopefully is, that they're doing is gonna change a little bit.
Right, yeah. That's a good point, I think, for any repots, really. You guys, if you're doing a repot and...
You're going up in size?
You're going up in size, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You should be looking for maybe a little bit change in how quickly the plant dries out, because you've increased how much moisture retentive material, the different, you've increased the amount of soil.
Yeah.
All right, so basically what I'm doing, I'm just putting a layer of soil on there to kind of equal what I cut off. So about this thickness, I'm filling that in on the bottom of the pot right there, up to about that height, give or take. And then I know that I can plant my tree, which is actually right about there. So let's go ahead and get this baby in there. How about it?
Ooh, she's heavy.
It is kind of a heavier tree. Make sure it all goes in, just like so. And
I like it.
And then we can backfill.
Great job.
But first, now that we've got it test fitted, we have to make sure we put our secret ingredient in there, right? Okay.
Oh, it's right there.
It's right here. So this isn't, we've been saying it's a secret ingredient. This is just a Mycorrhizae. So this is a beneficial fungus that's going to help the roots recover faster from the shock of the repot.
That's what we need.
Yep, help the plant get more water and nutrients, help combat any fungus like root rot, things like that.
You pull this out,
You'll dust it in there?
Dust it.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that the roots come in contact.
So she's just going to dust the hole down there a little bit. We can dust the sides of them as well. Do you want to dust the little root ball right here? I'll rotisserie chicken it.
What a team.
Oh my gosh, there we go. Now we can go in. Look at that. What a this is like an assembly line right here. All right.
Just call the professionals.
Here we've got the professionals, yes. Now we can just backfill with all of the rest of our soil. Whew. Get that over here.
You'd use any of this?
Spread that around. I probably won't use any of the old soil, but well, this is fantastic. Our soil level comes up to about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch below the total rim of the pot. Now we're going to water it in, get it back into there. Like I said, they can expect it to be...
cleaning it?
Yeah, you'll finish cleaning it up.
Yeah.
We'll get it sent back to them. It'll live another couple of years before we have to do the root maintenance again. But
and we'll just do the exact same thing again.
That's how you do it. So expect a little bit of shock after you do root maintenance like this, you guys. That's totally normal. Some of the bottom leaves are going to drop off with this ficus, but it'll stabilize in the next few weeks, and you can keep it in the same size pot.
Look for new leaves.
There you go.
There's no better time of year to do this.
You guys, we make repot videos like this all the time, how to take care of your houseplants, et cetera, et cetera. If you liked this information and you got anything from it, make sure to follow along. Eric always likes to point out we have a unique perspective with plant care because not only are we hobbyists first, but we also own a houseplant store just outside of Dallas, Texas. We also ship online. So we have it from both sides of the spectrum. So we feel like we have a very unique approach that helps a lot of people.
We're big fans.
All right, we'll see you guys on the next one.
This is funny, but it's like shading S.
Yeah.